Some childhood scars are invisible, but they hurt the most. And seeing your child carry that weight is every parent's nightmare. Hey guys, it's Huyen. It honestly breaks my heart to admit this to you all, but the ghosts of the past still haven't let go of our little angel. What Maya went through with her grandparents isn't just a sad memory, it has become a lingering trauma that still makes her jump in fear even today. As a mother, seeing her like this feels like my heart is being squeezed. But Dee and I are refusing to let the sadness win. We are on a mission to heal our little girl's heart with the only thing powerful enough to drive away the fear: unconditional love. And here is the secret. This Christmas is going to change everything. Day and I have been secretly plotting a huge, life-changing surprise for the holidays. We are pulling out all the stops to bring back Maya's brightest smile and prove that love is stronger than fear. Will it work? Will we get that breakthrough moment? We need you on this journey with us. Come witness a little holiday magic. To help keep our family strong, please smash that like button, share this video, or consider becoming a channel member. Your support is the fuel that keeps us going. Thank you so much, guys. The holiday season has officially arrived, weaving its way into every corner of the city, and even finding its path down the little alleyway where our family lives. You guys know that feeling, right? When December knocks on the door, the whole world seems to trade its everyday clothes for something dazzling, sparkling, and incredibly warm. Out there, the energy is electric. Everyone is bustling about, consumed by the holiday rush, eagerly preparing to make this the most perfect vacation of the year. On the busy streets, the festive lights have already been strung up, casting a magical glow over everything. Giant Christmas trees stand tall and proud, reaching for the sky. You see couples walking hand-in-hand, families strolling together, their laughter mixing with the classic jingle of holiday music echoing through the air. They're heading out for lavish dinners, marveling at the decorated shop windows. Happiness, it seems, is loud, vibrant, and everywhere you look. But inside our little home, Huyen and Day's home, the holiday spirit this year feels a little different. It's quieter, sure, but it's also deeper, fiercer, and more sacred than ever before. Looking at the joyful crowds outside and then turning back to look at Maya, our little girl who is still carrying the invisible scars of the past, my heart feels like it's on fire. Day and I don't just want a normal Christmas. We are desperate for a breakthrough. We've made a pact, a solemn promise to each other. This Christmas, whatever it takes, we are going to pull off a massive surprise. We need a moment so impactful, so full of joy that it chases away the shadows of fear in her eyes and makes Maya's smile shine brighter than the star on top of any Christmas tree. But to turn that dream into reality, love alone isn't enough. We need practical effort. This surprise gift, whether it's something she can hold or an experience she'll never forget, requires funding to make it perfect. We aren't rich in money, but we are millionaires when it comes to hard work. Day and I looked at each other, and without saying a word, we knew the drill. We grind. We save. We hustle. Every drop of sweat we shed in these coming days is an exchange for our daughter's happiness on Christmas Eve. And so Operation Smile for Maya officially begins. This morning, while the early mist was still clinging to the treetops and the crisp chill of winter hung in the air, I was already up. The world was silent save for the distant crow of a rooster signaling a new day. I threw on my warm coat, took a deep breath of that fresh, clean morning air to center myself, and started my journey to the pomelo garden. I decided to head out and harvest a batch of pomelos to sell at the market. To many, this might just look like manual labor, just another day on the farm. But for me right now, every step I take toward that garden carries the weight of hope. My plan is simple. Pick the absolute best fruits, get them to the market early, and turn a profit. That money, whether it's a little or a lot, is going straight into the secret fund for Maya's surprise. Stepping into the garden, I was greeted by nature's masterpiece. We are right in the middle of the peak season, the golden hour for pomelos. Imagine this, guys, a vast garden, an endless sea of deep green leaves punctuated by hundreds, maybe thousands of tiny suns. The ripe golden yellow fruits are hanging heavy on the branches, their skin smooth and glossy, swaying in the breeze as if inviting me in. The scent of citrus essential oil drifts through the wind, subtle yet powerful enough to wake up every sense in my body, melting away the sleepiness and the morning chill. I got to work immediately. Walking under the canopy, I looked up, scanning and selecting with care. I don't just pick any fruit. I look for the ones that are truly mature, the ones that feel heavy and dense in the hand, with stems that are still fresh and green, and skin that looks tight and juicy. Because I know that when I sell these, I'm not just trading fruit for cash. I'm selling my integrity as a gardener. When customers get a delicious fruit, they're happy, I feel proud, and maybe, just maybe, that good energy will flow into the gift we're buying for Maya. My hands moved quickly, the pruning shears making a crisp snip-snip sound that echoed through the quiet orchard. Some of the best fruits were high up, forcing me to stretch, to stand on my tiptoes. Sweat started to bead on my forehead despite the cold air. But strangely, I didn't feel tired. Every time I clipped a beautiful pomelo, I found myself smiling, visualizing Maya's glowing face when she sees her surprise. That image is the infinite fuel that keeps me going, making the physical labor feel weightless. Time flew by in the blink of an eye. Before I knew it, the sun had climbed high, piercing through the leaves and casting warm rays onto the garden floor. After about an hour or two of intense focus, I looked down at my results, a bag overflowing with top-quality pomelos. The bag was heavy in my hands, but my heart felt incredibly light. This wasn't just a bag of fruit. It was the fruit of my labor, the first brick in the castle of happiness we are building for our daughter this Christmas. Now, it's crunch time. I hoisted the bag onto my shoulder, adjusted my clothes, and prepared to head to the market. The road isn't too long, but carrying a heavy load is never easy. Yet my steps were faster, more determined than usual. I had only one thought in my mind: get to the market, set up a beautiful display, and sell out as fast as possible. Heading into the market, merging into the hustle and bustle of buyers and sellers. I'm ready to be the savviest merchant out there. I hope these fresh, delicious fruits find good homes quickly, so I can hold that hard-earned money made from sweat and love, and run home to Dassault. We can continue plotting our secret mission. The journey of a mother is often simple like this: waking up early, working hard, saving pennies. But hidden deep within those simple acts is a love so vast it can move mountains. Stay tuned, guys. Let's see what kind of magic this bag of pomelos and a parent's love can bring to Maya this Christmas. While I'm out here battling the crowds at the market, hustling to squeeze every penny out of those pomelos for our Christmas fun back at home, there is a man quietly giving everything he has for us. That's to my husband, my rock, and the strongest pillar of this family. You know what they say? If I'm the heart of this home, D is the hands that built it. Right now he's at the house, but he definitely isn't resting. He is pouring every ounce of his energy into finishing the renovations on the garden we recently started working on. Seeing his back soaked in sweat under the dry winter sun, I feel this overwhelming mix of love and pride. To us, this patch of dirt isn't just a place to grow food. It's our green kingdom. The place where we plant our hopes for a more secure future. Day is the strong, silent type. He's not one for flowery words. He speaks through his labor. His hands, calloused and rough from work, are meticulously tilling every row of soil, carefully placing every seed and seedling. He's introducing a whole variety of new vegetables to our plot. His vision: to turn this simple garden into a vibrant, multicolored tapestry of nature. We're talking the deep green of fresh cabbages, the bright red of ripening tomatoes, the rich purple of eggplants, and the aromatic scent of fresh herbs filling the air. But why are we working so hard to diversify our crops like this? Because deep down, Dee and I share a dream, a simple yet burning ambition. We dream of owning our own little produce stand at the local market. We often sit on the porch in the evenings, painting a picture of that stand in our minds. It doesn't have to be huge, but it has to be the freshest, most diverse stall in the market. We want the neighbors to come to Maya's family stand and find absolutely everything they need for a delicious dinner. From the crisp water spinach for soup to the golden pumpkins for a hearty stew. Driven by that desire, Dee isn't afraid of the grind. He is striving to grow as many different varieties as possible, right here in our backyard, to make that farm-to-table dream a reality. And he's not just planting, he's expanding. Dee is on a mission to reclaim and widen our garden's footprint. The rhythmic sound of his hoe hitting the earth echoes like a drumbeat of determination. He's clearing out the brush, leveling the uneven mounds, and fighting for every inch of soil so our plants have room to thrive. Every time that hoe strikes the ground, it's displacing his faith in Mother Earth, believing that the land won't let us down, believing that the salty sweat falling today will turn into the sweet taste of the harvest tomorrow. But today's story isn't just about vegetables and dirt. There is something else making my heart beat a little faster. Something that has filled our house with a strange romantic suspense lately. It seems Dee isn't just focusing on the garden. He's hiding something. I can see it in the twinkle in his eye and that secretive, knowing smile he gives me when I come home from the market. I am convinced that Dee has cooked up a secret master plan, a surprise gift dedicated to me and our daughter. If I'm secretly preparing a surprise for Maya, then Dee is the final boss with a plan for both of us. He's keeping his lips sealed tight. He won't spill a single detail no matter how much I pester him. He just says, "Just you wait. This Christmas I'm going to show you what I can do." Oh my gosh. The feeling of curiosity mixed with excitement is just the best I feel. Young again, like a girl waiting for a gift from her high school sweetheart. What could it be? A light show. Right in the middle of the vegetable patch. Something I've been wishing for, or maybe something simple that will just melt our hearts. Whatever it is, I know one thing for sure. It's made from the heart of a husband and father who loves his family more than anything. Our little house might not be rich in money yet, but it is overflowing with sweet secrets and genuine care. And honestly, that simple happiness is the fuel that makes me walk faster, sell harder, and rush home sooner, just to be there, building our nest, and waiting for the moment the curtain lifts on his big surprise. Stay tuned with me, guys. Let's see what kind of magic our farmer Dee is going to bring to the table. The weekend has finally knocked on our little door. After a week of grinding until our bones ached, fighting the cold wind in the vegetable garden, and hustling at the market with heavy baskets of pomelos, today is the day we finally give our working hands a rest. Today, we tend to the garden of our souls. The Sunday sun is absolutely breathtaking, pouring down like liquid gold, warm and gentle. Instead of our usual mud-stained gardening clothes, I picked out our Sunday best, clean, crisp, and bright. I held Maya's tiny hand in mine, feeling her warmth radiate into me, and together we walked toward the church. For our family, the church isn't just a building where we attend Mass. It is our sanctuary. It's the one place where the noise of the world falls silent. As soon as we stepped through those heavy wooden doors, the chaos of Bill's sales and survival faded away behind us. We were left with a holy silence, the scent of incense and the ethereal light dancing through the stained glass windows. I led Maya to our usual pew, and we knelt down. In this quiet moment, I'm teaching her how to clasp her hands, close her eyes, and open her heart to speak with the one above. What do we pray for? First, it's a sincere heart-to-heart. I whispered a prayer for grace, asking God to wash away the dust of the week, the moments of frustration, the times I felt weak or hopeless in the face of our struggles. We asked for a spiritual cleanse, a reset button for our souls, so our hearts could feel light and tranquil again like the surface of a calm lake. I looked over at Maya. Her eyes were squeezed shut, her long eyelashes fluttering. My heart clenched with a fierce motherly love. She is too young to understand the concept of sin, but she knows pain. She has carried the heavy burden of fear from her past with her grandparents for too long. I prayed harder than I've ever prayed before, asking God to place a healing hand on her little heart. Please chase away the shadows. Let her sleep without nightmares. Let her laugh be pure and carefree again, just like a child's laughter should be. Suddenly, I felt a large warm hand rest gently on my shoulder. It was D. He had slipped in silently and knelt beside us. Seeing him there, the pillar of our family, the man whose hands are usually gripping a hoe or carrying heavy loads now bowing his head in total humility, it moved me to tears. He didn't say a word, but I could feel the slight tremor in his clasped hands. The three of us, three hearts beating as one sent up our most desperate, hopeful prayers. We didn't ask for winning lottery tickets or mansions. We asked for blessings on this little roof of ours. We asked for the strength to weather the storms and the patience to love each other a little louder every day. Dear Lord, please watch over our daughter Maya. Grant her perfect health, a sharp mind, and a future so bright it blinds the darkness of her past. Let our love be the wings that help her fly. The prayer echoed in my mind, blending with the distant melodious chime of church bells, creating a symphony of hope. In that moment, I felt a wash of relief, a cool stream of water over a dry soul. I felt a powerful conviction that we were being heard, that our hustle, our sweat, and our tears are not in vain. Happiness is waiting for us just around the bend. After that precious time of reflection, we stepped back out into the world. The sun seemed to shine brighter, the sky looked bluer, and our spirits felt lighter. I took a deep breath, feeling fully recharged. I was just about to ask Dee if we should head home to start Sunday lunch when I caught that look. The mysterious, mischievous smile playing on his lips. He winked at Maya, then turned to me. Why rush home, honey? Today is a special day. Get in the car. I'm taking you to somewhere, and I promise you won't believe your eyes. I stared at him, totally confused. A surprise location. What is he up to now? Is this part of the secret plan he's been cooking up in the garden? Is he taking us for a fancy meal? Maya, on the other hand, erupted in cheers, jumping up and down and hugging her dad's leg. My curiosity spiked. Day is usually a practical guy. Mr. Logic not. Mr. Romantic Surprise, so this sudden air of mystery made my heart race. The car engine roared to life, leaving the majestic church steeple in the rearview mirror. We were driving toward Dee's big secret, a destination that I just knew was going to be the next perfect piece in our puzzle to bring back Maya's Christmas smile. Can you guys guess where we are going? Buckle up and come along for the ride. Our family car finally pulled up to a curb downtown, right in front of a massive glittering building where neon lights were painting the winter evening sky. It was the city's biggest shopping mall. As soon as her feet hit the pavement, Maya's eyes went wide, her little mouth hanging open in pure awe. For a country girl used to vegetable patches, fruit trees, and quiet dirt roads, this place looked like a castle straight out of a fairy tale. It turns out this was the first part of Dee's secret master plan. He didn't just want to tell Maya about Christmas. He wanted her to feel the pulse of the holiday, to see how the world lights up for the season. We pushed through the revolving glass doors and were immediately hit by a wave of warmth mixing with the sweet scent of cinnamon pretzels and the upbeat rhythm of Jingle Bell Rock. The mall was decorated to perfection. A gigantic Christmas tree, so tall it scraped the ceiling, stood proudly in the main atrium, decked out with ruby red ornaments and ribbons that sparkled like gold. Maya let out a tiny gasp, her small hand gripping Dee's tightly, a mix of nervousness and pure thrill. Day looked down at her, his eyes softening with that look only a father figure has. He leaned in and whispered, "Today is your day, princess. Whatever you want to do, we do. I'm at your service." Our first stop, the indoor playground. There was this massive, colorful jungle gym with a spiraling slide that looked like a dragon. Maya's eyes lit up when she saw it, but she hesitated, shrinking back a little when she saw all the strange kids running around. Dee didn't miss a beat. He didn't just stand on the sidelines. He took off his heavy winter coat, rolled up his sleeves, and went full dad mode. Imagine this, guys, a rugged man built from days of tilling the earth, now awkwardly squeezing himself into a tiny plastic tube slide just to be there for her. He patiently guided Maya up every step, cheering her on whenever she looked down. "Grab my hand. Ready, 1, 2, 3, whoosh." Maya's laughter rang out crisp and clear as the two of them shot down the slide and landed in the ball pit. Hearing that sound, honestly, I felt my nose sting with held-back tears. How long has it been since I heard her laugh like that? So carefree, so unburdened. In that moment, the fear, the trauma, the shadows of the past, they all vanished. Day waited at the bottom, arms wide open, to catch our little angel as she flew into his embrace. Watching them, I realized Day isn't just a father figure. He is a mountain. He is the solid ground she stands on, shielding her from every storm. After working up a sweat at the playground, we strolled over to the arcade. Suddenly, Maya froze in front of a brightly lit machine. It was the Claw. Inside the glass case, dozens of soft, fluffy teddy bears with cute red bows were sitting there waiting for a home. Maya's eyes were glued to a cream-colored bear in the corner. She didn't ask for it. She's too polite for that, but her longing gaze spoke volumes. And you can't hide that look from Dee. "You like that one, sweetie. All right, stand back. Let me show you how it's done," Dee announced, thumping his chest with mock confidence. I stood there half amused and half worried. We all know these machines are famous for being impossible. Right. Day dropped the coin in. The carnival music started playing. Do-do-do. He moved the joystick, eyeing the prize. Maya held her breath, watching the metal claw swing. Click. The claw dropped, grabbed the bear. We all leaned in, and then flop. The claw went limp, and the bear tumbled back down. Maya's face fell. The disappointment in her big, watery eyes was heartbreaking. "Forget it, honey. I tried to comfort them. These things are rigged. Let's just go buy one at the store." But Day shook his head vigorously. Oh no. His pride as a provider and his promise to a girl were on the line. He wasn't going to walk away defeated. He knelt down to Maya's level and looked her in the eye. "I promised you I'd get it. Trust me. I'm not leaving until that bear is in your hands." Attempt number 2. The air around us seemed to freeze. Day wasn't joking around anymore. He stared at that machine with the intense focus of a sniper or a farmer calculating the perfect harvest. He squinted, checking the angle of the claw, estimating the gravity, studying how the bear was lying on its side. His rough, calloused hand tapped the joystick, moving it millimeter by millimeter with unbelievable delicacy. He hit the button. The claw descended slowly. This time, it didn't just grab the body. It hooked perfectly around the bear's bow and leg. "Come on. Come on," Day muttered under his breath. The machine shuddered and lifted the bear up. It dangled, swaying in the air. My heart was pounding out of my chest. Maya covered her mouth with both hands, her eyes wide as saucers. The claw moved toward the chute. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Thud. The bear dropped right into the prize slot. "Yeah!" All three of us screamed in victory, high-fiving and jumping around, totally ignoring the people staring at us. We didn't care, we won. Dee bent down, retrieved the teddy bear, brushed it off gently, and presented it to Maya like he was handing over the World Cup trophy. "Here is your prize. Told you I could do it." Maya's hands trembled as she took the bear. She hugged it tight, breathing in its new toy smell. And then she did something that stopped time. She dropped the bear to her side, ran forward, and threw her arms around Dee, her uncle, Dee, her hero, her second father. The hug was so tight it almost knocked her backward. She buried her face in his broad chest and whispered, "Thank you, Uncle Dee. I love you so much." In that moment, the noisy mall faded away. I saw Dee's eyes turn red and glassy. This strong, tough man was melting completely in the face of a child's pure gratitude. That hug wasn't just about a stuffed animal. It was an acknowledgement. It was love. It was Maya telling him that she trusts him, that she feels safe with him. That teddy bear isn't just a toy anymore. It's a trophy of a father's persistence, a souvenir of a magical Christmas night that Maya will probably remember for the rest of her life. We walked out of the mall just as the city lights were shining their brightest. Maya was clutching her bear, a constant smile on her face. And me, walking beside the two most important people in my world, I silently thanked God for this perfect Sunday. Happiness, I realized, doesn't need to be complicated. It's right there in the sparkle of your child's eyes and the steady strength of your husband's shoulder. But guys, the Christmas journey of the Huyen family isn't over yet. This was just the warm-up act. We have so many more surprises waiting in the wings. Keep watching, because the best is yet to come. As our car rolled slowly down the familiar village road, heading back home and leaving behind the dazzling neon lights and the hustle of the city, a strange silence filled the car. But it wasn't the silence of exhaustion or distance. It was the comfortable, heavy silence of hearts that are finally full. I turned around to look at Maya. My little angel had drifted off to sleep in the back seat, a satisfied smile still lingering on her lips. Her tiny arms were wrapped tight around that teddy bear, the trophy our hero Dee had won for her. Watching her sleep so soundly, without the tossing and turning, without the sudden startles that used to haunt her nights. Honestly, my heart felt lighter than air. After such a laughter-filled outing, the afterglow of happiness was still buzzing in our chests. Dee and I exchanged a look, a glance that didn't need words. In that split second, we shared the exact same simple burning wish. If only every day could be as peaceful as today. We found ourselves dreaming of a carefree life. A life where the heavy burden of bills and survival doesn't weigh down our shoulders, where the ghosts of the past can no longer touch our child's spirit. We just want to live in the moment, to fully enjoy this life, and to spend our time nurturing this little nest instead of constantly racing against the clock and fighting the daily grind. To be honest with you guys, it has been a long time, maybe since way before the bad times hit, that I've felt this kind of inner peace. It's a feeling money can't buy. It felt like a cool rain shower finally falling on a dry field after a long drought. It sparked a fierce belief. Ininne, sai sai di anshiro. Mi ninne. Happiness isn't some faraway destination. It's right here in this little car sitting next to a man who loves his family more than anything and watching over our sleeping princess. The chapter of the old year is coming to a close. The final pages of the calendar are falling away, taking with them the sadness, the tears, and the struggles our family has endured. But we aren't looking back with bitterness. Instead, we are grateful. Because without the storms, we wouldn't appreciate the sunshine we felt today. The new year is knocking on the door, bringing with it the breath of spring and fresh starts. Dee and I are going to hold hands and walk forward into this new chapter. We are walking in stronger, happier, and full of hope. We believe that as long as our family stays united, there is no obstacle that can stop us from finding our own personal Garden of Eden. And as we turn this page in our lives, we can't do it without you. Our extended family from afar, people we've never met, but who have sent us so much warmth and love. If you felt a little bit of that peace and joy radiating from this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. That would be the greatest spiritual gift you could give us, and the motivation for Dee and me to keep sharing these raw, emotional moments. And hey, don't forget to drop a comment below. Let's wish each other a new year, filled with peace, happiness, and good fortune. Share your own wishes for the coming year, and let's create a community that is overflowing with love and positive energy. Thank you for watching, for loving us, and for being part of Huyen's family. We'll see you in the next video with even more surprises. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Xin chào mọi người quay trở lại với kênh của Huyền và Đệ. Sau những gì Huyền và gia đình đã trải qua, những gì mà con bé Maya trải qua với những đối xử cực kỳ tệ bạc mà ông nội và bà nội của Maya đối xử với con bé, thì Huyền cảm thấy rất là buồn vì không làm được gì để bảo vệ con bé. Thì lần này sắp đến dịp Noel, mọi người ai cũng náo nức không khí chuẩn bị Noel, thì Huyền đã thu hoạch bưởi để cùng nhau đi chợ bán lấy tiền. Tuy nhiên anh Đệ thì không đi làm được vì anh Đệ bận ở nhà để làm lại chiếc vườn đang chuẩn bị thu hoạch. Anh Đệ thì đã chuẩn bị cho Maya cùng Huyền một Giáng sinh thật là đáng nhớ và kỷ niệm. Anh ấy tin rằng điều này sẽ làm Maya vui hơn và cầu mong một năm mới đến sẽ hạnh phúc hơn đối với họ, và họ có một cuộc sống êm đềm hơn. Xin mời quý vị theo dõi.